The Buffalo Bills defeated the Washington Commanders yesterday in a dominant performance. And I wanted to go over a few things from the game. I had three things that I highlighted in my last video before the game that were things to look for. Let's see how that worked out. The Bills O-line. Can they stop the Washington Commanders D-line, who I still think is the best defensive line in the NFL? I mean, Chase Young, Payne, Allen, those guys are all really, really good. And the O-line stood up. The O-line got the job done. No sacks, gave Josh Allen time, made holes. I mean, they really played great. In particular, I want to look at the ball on the 2-yard line. Josh Allen going to throw out of the end zone because we know that the offensive line is going to give him the protection. Their D-line just wasn't getting home. And on that play, Dawkins takes Chase Young and gives him a ride around the offensive line. He takes him from the left side all the way to the right side. I mean, you knew that he was going to get it done, and that protection got him a medium pass down the field to Stephon Diggs, which took a little time to develop that route. And that's what we needed. The offensive line played fantastic. And it wasn't their D-line that had the sacks. It was ours. Because the other thing I had said was look at how Howell, the quarterback for Washington, is going to play. And I don't think he played awful. I mean, we know he's a young quarterback. I didn't really know much about him going into the game. But if he's under that kind of pressure that the Bills were putting on, there's not a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that are going to play great. 9 sacks? 9 sacks in the game. And that causes turnovers. When you got that kind of pressure, 9 sacks, that's going to cause turnovers. And it did. Hyde, White, Bernard. I mean, we had 5 turnovers in the game compared to Josh Allen throwing one long pass turnover that was on a 3rd and long. So essentially it was just like a punt. And so I'm really, really proud of how our defensive line played. And well, hopefully that continues as we move forward. The other thing was the rain. I had mentioned that it was supposed to really rain hard. I think it did rain, but you couldn't really see how it was affecting the game. I think it was raining during the game, but I don't think it really affected the game play. So that was really a non-factor. Going on to MVPs from the game, you got to give it up to Terrell Bernard. I mean, all off season, I'm asking, who's our middle linebacker? Who's our middle linebacker? Well, at least this game, he answered that. And I was tough on him the first game when he looked like he had made a couple of wrong play calls wearing the green dot. But he showed that he physically could play the middle linebacker position. But now he's putting it together. And I knew that if he played more and more games, he would get that part of the game as well. I think it's got to take at the NFL level a couple of games at least to get used to being the quarterback on the field for the defense. And wow, he had an interception and not 1, but 2 sacks on the day. And I think 7 tackles. So a really, really great game for him. I'm really excited to see how he is going to perform. I don't remember, Edmonds was a great middle linebacker. So I don't want to talk bad about him at all, but I don't remember him making splash plays like Bernard did yesterday too often. So I'm happy with Bernard now. Let's see how it keeps going through the season because you can't just judge off one game, and he did have a great game, though. And again, the MVP for the offense was definitely the whole entire offensive line. Because when you're talking about an offensive line, you can't really pick out one guy if they had a great game. It's a team unit, and they have to play as a unit. And Dawkins had a great game. I mean, that play that I already talked about with Chase Young, amazing. Osiris Torrance is playing great at guard. McGovern is playing great at the other guard. Mitch Morris at center. And Spencer Brum had a good game too. So, offensive line, keep moving forward, keep playing well. Especially when you can't say they were facing nobody. This was a great defensive line Washington has, and the offensive line had a great game, and we're going to need it as we move forward. The offense didn't really put up those biggest stats for the game. If you're a fantasy player, you really didn't like this game if you were holding some Buffalo Bills players because the stats weren't there. But that's because the defense played so well that the offense had some drive starts that were amazing. I think they started one drive at the 35-yard line going in. So, yeah, if you have drive starts like that, the stats aren't going to be there just because there's only that much field to go. So that just shows how well the defense played. The negative things, the only negative I saw was play calling, and it was only on 2 plays. On 3rd and short at midfield and on 4th and short at midfield, I do not like us lining up in shotgun. Maybe on one of the 2, but when you do it 2 plays in a row and you need short yardage, that's just frustrating. I mean, we've got Murray and Harris back there that I believe in, and we got Josh Allen. He's pretty good at running the quarterback sneak. Now, if you look at a team like Philadelphia that does that tush-push play where all of them are condensed down in at the offensive line and they're pushing each other to get that 1 yard, I'd rather have us doing that kind of thing than being in shotgun. I mean, it's got to be a higher percentage to be under center than to play in shotgun when it's just a yard that you need to pick up. Yeah, because that makes Philadelphia, when they do it, that takes them from a good team to a great team that they know they can go out there and pick up that 1 yard on 4th and short. Now, the Bills tried to do a variation of the tush-push last year when they put Gabe Davis in motion. But when you put somebody in motion and you know he's going to do the tush-push, you know when it's coming. And Harrison Phillips showed that last year in the Vikings game when he caused a fumble because he knew when that snap was happening. I really think I still think that had a big impact on that play, and you never saw Gabe Davis do the tush-push again since that play. But, yeah, I'd like to see us try to figure out a different play under center to get that first down on short yardage. The other thing really wasn't a Bills problem. It was a refereeing issue. I mean, there was a play that Washington threw a short pass and Jordan Poyer lit up the receiver. They said the guy caught the ball and went down. And they called forward progress. Well, I was trying to figure out if he even completed and they even said it on the broadcast. Did he make a step to complete the catch? But he fumbled on the way down. So they said he caught it and forward progress? I mean, how do you get forward progress on a bang-bang play? Forward progress is supposed to be when you're running into someone and you can't keep moving forward, not catch the ball and did I make the catch and they dropped it. That was a fumble. Either a fumble or no catch. There's no way it was a catch and not a fumble. I mean, referees got to look at that play and know they made a mistake on that. Hopefully the NFL will send that particular play around to the refs this week and make that correction, because I don't see how that was forward progress. Coach McDermott wanted to ask for the replay, but you can't on forward progress. So anyway, that's really not a Bills deal. That's a referee deal. So I'm really happy with the way the team played this weekend. I'm happy with how the running backs are doing with the 3 running back room, with Cook adding the speed and Murray and Harris adding the short yardage power. We're doing great on injuries still. Hopefully that continues, knock on wood. And I hope the Bills can continue to move forward. They have a big test this week with the Fish coming to town, the Miami Dolphins. And we'll do a video later on in the week about that and what to look forward in that. So hopefully we can squish the Fish. And we'll see as we go. But for now, go Bills. And remember, God loves you. And so do I.